Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now in today's video I'm going to be trying to take a couple of diamonds with the iron sights on a couple of different guns and yeah, just having some more fun trying to get diamonds in ways that I've never had diamonds before. And I wanted to talk here at the start really quickly whilst I shoot these turkeys with the 22 pistol that there has been a bug fix / patch out today from the developers of Call of the Wild. So some of the bugs that have been fixed are very common: crash when ordering a dog to track within 50 metres of a duck or goose corpse, very common incorrect ranking of trophies displayed in the hunter profile menu. This issue is fixed for new harvests but is not retroactive, so if any of your previous harvests that have been counted incorrectly, they will not change, but any new ones will. Common unusable state of dog going into slow motion state at level 15 of tracker trait, rare crash on joining multiplayer sessions, and rare crash on startup of the game. So that's really nice to have all of those fixes done today. That should be out for all platforms and it should be out now from what I am seeing. So make sure to update your game and hopefully that should fix a lot of the problems with the dogs. So I'll definitely be getting my dog Hubert out later to see if it has fixed his problem where he's stuck on level 15 and 56% of the tracker trait, and see if I can actually level him up some more. But anyway, back into what I am actually showing on the video right now. This is something I spotted on a multiplayer of Silver Ridge Peaks. It is a melanistic mule deer doe, and I was really lucky to actually spot her because the herd decided to drink in these reeds, and had I not spotted her before she'd gotten to these reeds, there's no way I would have seen her. Like, you can see just from the outlines there of the other does, like, spotting a melanistic in those reeds would just be impossible. So I was really lucky to get here just as they were going to that drink zone, so that I could actually spot her and know that there was something there that I wanted to take out. So after a while of waiting in the drink zone and trying to get this doe to come back to the drink zone, I decided that I would spook them out and then try and track them and see if I could head them off on their way back to the drink zone, which ended up working perfectly, because I needed to get fairly close to this doe to actually get a good shot on her, as I am using the iron sights on the 303 for her. And yeah, the fact that they came to this road just made it perfect for actually spotting her as she crossed it, and then I could just get right into the perfect position to take her as she started to try and cross the road, because I could see where she was going to go based off the pathing of the other does in that group, so I knew she was going to end up giving me just a perfect opportunity to take her as she crossed the road. So I got ready on the 303. As I said, it is with the iron sights. I'm not using scopes for this, so I waited, I knew which one she was, and then as soon as I got the chance, I took her. And I was fairly sure that that shot hit really well, so because of just the reaction and the health drop, everything, that she just collapsed just off the road, it was just perfect. I managed to get a really good shot. It was a vital organ hit, and I'm actually really pleased with the fact that I got that shot, and she ended up landing really nicely, so I decided that I'd try and get some screenshots with her and my dog Carter, just so that I could have maybe something for a thumbnail, just because it is a really nice area and she did just land so perfectly. And if you don't know this, if you're trying to get some pictures with your dog, if you get them to sit, you can then sort of push them into position, which I found is really helpful when trying to get a decent picture. So I did this here, just sort of pushed him back into where I wanted him to be, and it ended up working really well. So that was really nice, and it meant that I got a really nice picture of him with this doe. And yeah, I was just really pleased with that. And yeah, so that was a nice little rare mule deer for the start of this, and it gave me a good opportunity to actually practice taking a iron sight shot with the 303. So yeah, I was really happy with that. And I haven't shot a melanistic mule deer before. I just never have seen one. So I was quite happy to actually have her, and I'll put her in my secondary lodge for now. And then I joined a multiplayer session on Vrahonga, and I spotted a level 5 Gemsbok, which he just looked massive, and he had a really good estimate, a really solid estimate, so I thought I would try and sneak in and take him with the 300 with the iron sights, and just see if I could actually get lucky to get a diamond male Gemsbok with the iron sights. However, unfortunately, these level 5 male Gemsbok, they troll almost all the time. It's really rare to actually get a diamond male Gemsbok. You can get diamond level 4 female Gemsbok and level 5 female Gemsbok slightly easier. The level 5 females are really rare, but the level 4s, I mean, I've shot 4 diamonds in this same area from various multiplayers, but males, I've not shot any since back on the Xbox. I think I shot 3 or 4 male Gemsbok diamonds, but since then I've just never had another male that actually made it. I had a really good string of luck getting some that did, and then after this I just never got another one. So I was really hopeful that he might actually make it, because the horns just looked huge to me. But then probably I'm not that good at judging them, because I don't actually actively hunt them. They're just sort of a thing that I will come across, and if I see a good estimate and a good level, I will try and take them. So I snuck into him as close as I could, and they ended up actually not spooking off from me to start off with, but they started to trot away. So I ended up making them spook, and then waited again for them to come back to their zone, sort of trying to head them off. And actually this worked out perfectly for getting him right where I needed him to be to take him with the 300. Now, I don't really like the iron sights on the 300. They're not as specific as I like them to be, like on the 303, but I really wanted to take him with the 300, and so I decided that what I would do is let him get as close as I thought I could get him, probably within, I always was saying between sort of 10 and 50 metres, and then wait, and as long as they were either nervous or calm, and then just stand up, run as close as I thought I could, and take a shot. And it ended up working perfectly for this guy. Like, he didn't make it more than a couple of steps, so that was really brilliant. And I knew that I, of course, couldn't have messed that up because it was a vital organ hit. So I was kind of gutted when he ended up just being a gold. As well, he was quite a way under, because 337.50 is diamond, and he was only 329.70. So he was actually quite small, and I was kind of gutted because I was really pleased with the shot that I made, because I got double lung and liver, which is pretty much perfect. So that was a bit sad. And then, again, another multiplayer for Hunger, again by this lake that's in the Fever Tree Forest. I found a really big level 4 female Gemsbok, and I decided I'd try and take her in the same way as best as I could, because again, really solid estimate of 326 to 367. So she definitely had a shot at making diamond, and I really wanted to try and get her again with these iron sights, because that was my challenge. But she decided to not come like in front of the group, she went to sort of the back of the group, so I knew I was going to have to try and get them to move a little bit in order to actually get a shot, because even with a scope that's not a really good shot, because you've only really got the top of her back there. So I just did the thing where I jump up and then lead back down, and that was enough just to get them alert and get them moving. So what I did then is just waited for her to come clear, make sure I kept her spotted, and then just got on the gun. I knew exactly where she was, got her spotted, and took the shot. I could see it was another good hit because I could see this massive patch of vital organ blood, and I actually managed to double lung and spine her, but she was painfully just under diamond rating. So just a nice gold, nice big gold, very close to diamond, but was kind of gutted about that. I then joined a Parque Fernando server and was just spotting around this lake when I just spotted this red stag by pure chance. I wasn't looking at him directly, and 9 legendary popped up on the screen. And I was just on my way to get over to him when he went alert, and I instantly thought, okay, there's a puma around, and of course he just fled. And I was like, no, why did you have to do this? It would have been perfect with him in the zone. I could have just waited there and waited for him to come back. But the black buck on the other side on the corner as well also went alert, so I knew that there was a puma around. I checked and it wasn't another player, so I decided that what I would try and do is again try and head him off on his way back to the zone, because animals do seem to go back to their zones quite often now, and that has been a saving grace with this challenge, and I actually managed to do it. But what happened was, the first time he tried to come back, the wind messed me up completely because it was just blowing straight into his face. He went alert at about 50, 60 meters, and yeah, that was not cool. So he just turned around and fled again, and so I just waited, got slightly out of the path of the wind, and that was just enough to let him get really close. But he's a really uneven stag, and I was kind of confident that he was actually going to make diamond with that rack because I have one in the lodge with that same exact rack. I actually have the exact double of him already in the lodge. So I really, really, really wanted to get him down because I have the other one at the entrance of my lodge sort of leaping, and I wanted him to go on the other side and have the perfect matching pair. So that was really cool, and I really like the uneven stags, bucks, whatever, anything that's uneven, I love. So a really, really uneven red stag like this to me is really cool because in nature you very, very rarely will find anything that has a perfectly symmetrical rack. So I knew roughly the path he would take because of where the red hinds had just gone, but he decided that he was actually going to go alert again at 60 meters because again I think he caught my scent. But I was not confident taking that front on shot at that range. Even though the 303 has really good iron sights, I didn't really want to mess him up because I knew that he was probably going to make diamond based off of the other one that I had. So I was trying to wait and see if I could either get a broadside shot or just get him to go nervous again because the wind wasn't blowing directly into his face anymore. And again, he did actually go nervous, and that was a really, really, really good thing that actually happened, and that actually led to him following the same path as those hinds that I'd seen, and that I knew was going to give me a good shot because I had waited and watched where those hinds had gone, and I was sort of running it through my head, if that's where the stag goes, would I be able to get a shot? And he did, but he decided to trot, so I did the same as what I did with the Gemsbok level 5, and just stood up and went as close as I thought I could and took the shot. Now, it was a front-on shot, but I actually made it, and he wasn't going very far, his health was dropping, and so I knew that it was probably a decent shot at least, but I wanted to check that it was vital organ blood because I always worry that I'm going to have messed it up, especially when I'm trying to do something different. I always think I'm going to have messed it up. But vital organ here, I knew he was really good. It wasn't going to be messed up because, he wasn't going to not be a diamond because I hadn't made a good shot. So that was really good, and then I just went to go and pick him up. Now, all of these are in multiplayer, so I am trying to pick them up, like, especially these diamonds, I'm trying to pick them up as quickly as possible, just because of crashes that have been happening a lot lately. Hopefully those patches will have fixed that today. But, there you go. I actually got him at a really, really close distance with the iron sights on the 303, front on shot, left lung. I was really pleased with that. And he was a couple of points over diamond, so he was really solidly a diamond, and I was really happy with that. And again, I just think that rack looks really awesome. Like, it's almost as if when he was in velvet, he's damaged that antler, or he's had something on that side of his head, some kind of damage that's made that antler grow a bit differently, because like I said, that's the kind of thing that happens in real life, and so that's something that I find really interesting, and I love it when it's on my trophies in Call of the Wild. So really, really pleased with that, and a really nice diamond to have down with the 303. So I ended up joining a Rahonga multiplayer session, and I noticed that the host had not checked the insane Warthog location down in the Fever Tree Forest. If you don't know where this location is, I am going to have a video covering some of my favourite zone spots, including where all those Gemsbok were, and a bit more on where this location is for Warthogs. But it is just absolutely insane, and one of the first things I spotted here was a level 5 Warthog. So I wanted to try and take him with the 303 with the iron sights, so I was trying to sneak in as close as I could based off of where I knew he was, using the waypoint to keep a marker on where he was, and just sneaking in nice and slow, trying to get really, really close to him and the rest of the group. And then when I got over there, I didn't see the level 5, but I did see this. That is a female red warthog. Now, red warthog are incredibly rare. I have never seen one. I've seen and shot a handful of albinos and diamonds, but never a red. So I decided that I'd take her first with the 303 and just get her down because I really, really wanted her more than even the level 5 because it's something I'd never gotten the chance to shoot. But I heard my dog barking and I heard footsteps, and so before I could even think about waiting for the level 5 or going to look for him, I had to deal with these couple of Cape buffalo. After I dealt with them, I decided that I'd quickly go and pick up this female because I had made so much noise and I didn't actually just want to leave her on the ground and then crash, because this is, as I said, is something I have wanted for a long time, and it's something I'm really pleased to actually have on my PC lodge. I'm really, really happy to actually finally have a red warthog. So I wanted to pick her up before anything could go wrong. I was just so pleased. But I quickly took a couple of screenshots and then I decided that I would get back in the vegetation and hide, because there was warthogs warning calling, and you can just see the sheer amount of tracks in this area. This is why I'm gonna talk about this area as a really insane hotspot, because there's just so many animals that come through here and it is an insane place to be. But what ended up happening is another guy joined the session, and then the original host left, and this other person became session host. And rather than going and, finding his own area to hunt, he decided that he wanted to come and find whatever I was after, and spent the entire time that I was trying to get this level 5 with the 303 with the iron sights basically coming closer and closer until he was on top of me. So I chased the warthog away because I don't see why he should have the diamond that I was working for. And then the warthog turned and ran back, and it actually crossed about 90 metres behind him, and I thought he'd shot it, but I managed to get on his tracks and chase him back the other way again, because this guy just kept trying to follow me, and it was so irritating, because he kept shooting at things, and clearly not hitting them very well, and they were just fleeing everywhere and spooking everything, so everything just became basically hectic, and I just had to try and get this warthog basically before he did. And I spent a long time tracking it, trying to get it with the iron sights, and then I just basically got to the point where it was either I was going to get it with the scope or I wasn't going to get it at all. So I decided to basically take a very risky shot as he was walking away with the 303, and I actually landed a perfect shot. So even though I had to take it with the scope, which is not what I wanted to do, I am just glad I got it down, because as I said, that guy definitely wanted it and he just kept trying to come and get what I was after, which is just so irritating when people do that. I haven't had it very much recently, but of course as soon as I actually have something that I'm desperate to get down, someone's trying to get it. And it was just so irritating, because I said, hey, can we stay 500 metres apart, please? And then he just kept coming closer and closer, and then I said, hey, specifically to this guy, please can you just stay away a bit because you're spooking all my animals that, that I'm hunting. And then he just came closer and closer, and it was as if to say, I'm session host now, I'll do what I want. And it was just really, really sad, because I always have the mindset as if someone's hunting something, that's, their animal, they found it first, and it's not okay for you to go and chase them to try and actually get what they've been working for. And it's just really sad when people are like that. And this shot was an incredibly lucky shot, as I said, because it actually went basically through its intestines, through its stomach, through its liver, and then through the lung. And you can see the tracking distance there of 4.36 kilometres. So I really did put in the work for him, and I'm glad that I managed to get him, even though it wasn't in the way that I really intended to. I was just pleased that I got it, and that the other guy that was harassing all the animals around me didn't get it, because it wouldn't have been fair for him to take the animal that I had been working for just by basically coming and chasing me till he clearly wanted me to leave the area, or he wanted to just snipe whatever I was hunting. But anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and yeah, thank you very much.